Welcome to today's deep dive. We are so thrilled to have you with us.
Truly, it is great to be here for this one.
Yeah, because if you have ever found yourself feeling completely ungrounded or, scattered.
Or maybe just in need of a serious energetic shield to get through your week.
Yes, exactly. If that sounds like you, then you have found your way to the exact right place today.
Because today's mission is really to explore the metaphysical, the emotional, and deeply practical universe of a very unique stone.
Leopard skin Jasper.
That's the one.
And we are pulling our insights today from a couple of really great sources. We have the Metaphysical Guide to Leopard Skin Jasper, and we are pairing that with the overarching philosophy from a fantastic text called Crystals by Rob.
Right, so think of this deep dive as your shortcut, really, to understanding how this one very specific stone is said to bridge earthly, grounded stability with vibrant, creative empowerment.
And honestly, just looking at the stone, it is an experience in itself. I mean, it has this incredible earthy palette.
Oh, absolutely.
Striking shades of beige, brown, tan, and this really deep reddish orange. But what really sets it apart, and gives it its name, obviously, are these distinctive fur-like spots.
They look exactly like the markings of a leopard in the wild.
They really do. It is visually captivating.
But what is essential to understand right from the start here is that this physical appearance is not just an aesthetic quirk.
Right.
In the metaphysical traditions we are exploring today, that leopard pattern serves as a profound symbol. The spots represent adaptability, immense physical and energetic strength, and, most importantly, the courage to embrace your own personal power.
So you aren't just looking at a pretty rock.
Exactly. According to these sources, you are looking at a physical representation of the resilience required to navigate life.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because our sources talk about leopard skin Jasper as essentially being an emotional first aid kit.
That is a great way to put it.
When we talk about emotional resilience, the guide describes this stone as a tool to release emotional blockages. It is used to reduce anxiety and restore inner strength.
Specifically during those heavy times of self-doubt or fear.
Or just general emotional turbulence, yeah. It is meant to provide a massive dose of encouragement when you are facing uncertainty. But how does that actually work in practice? Like, is it just functioning like an energetic Band-Aid?
Well, no. That emotional first aid aspect is actually quite nuanced. And no, it is not a Band-Aid at all.
Okay.
It is not designed to suppress your feelings or just numb you out to the stress so you can push through your day. Instead, its energy is described as allowing those feelings to be fully acknowledged, processed, and then released in a gentle, supportive way.
So it's about processing, not hiding.
Exactly. The text emphasizes that it assists in integrating past emotional experiences. It helps you process lingering emotional patterns with patience and understanding, fostering a real sense of self-compassion.
Wow.
It acts as an emotional anchor, so you can stabilize your feelings and reach an empowered mindset, rather than just burying the problem.
Which is such a healthier way to view emotional healing, honestly. You are dealing with the feelings, but from a grounded, secure place.
Precisely.
And I imagine that ties directly into the energetic protection side of things, because the sources mention healers and meditators relying heavily on this stone to shield the aura from negative influences.
Maintaining boundaries against draining energies in the environment.
What's fascinating here is how the source describes the mechanics of that energetic shielding. It isn't a static, impenetrable wall that isolates you.
Right. It actually builds your own vitality and your endurance. It works to balance, stabilize, and strengthen the entire energy body.
So by harmonizing your internal energy flow, it ensures that your aura remains resilient against long-term stress or intense activity.
It is actively preventing energetic depletion by fortifying your own natural defenses.
I love that. So you aren't just hiding behind a wall, you are building up your own energetic endurance to withstand whatever comes your way.
Exactly.
Moving from the emotional and energetic into the spiritual realm, this stone has incredibly strong ties to nature, animal spirits, and earth energies.
Very strong ties.
Our sources point out that leopard skin Jasper is highly valued for aligning the user with ancestral wisdom and animal totems. It is utilized during meditation or ritual journeys to draw guidance and actual lessons from the natural world.
And that brings us to the crucial concept of spiritual grounding.
Let's talk about that.
Often when we think of spiritual growth, there is a tendency to focus on ascending, floating away into higher consciousness, or perhaps losing touch with the physical world entirely.
Right, getting a bit too detached.
Exactly. But the true value of leopard skin Jasper, according to the text, is that it acts as a safety net. It provides the courage and confidence to explore higher consciousness and personal truths, but it forces that energy downward as well.
It roots you.
Yes, it ensures that those higher spiritual insights are integrated safely and practically into your everyday life. You don't just float away, you bring the wisdom back to Earth so you can actually use it.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because the way it achieves this grounding is tied directly to the body's energy centers. Now, you listening are likely familiar with the chakra system.
You know the fundamental differences between the root and the sacral chakras? We are talking about basic primal survival and grounding on one hand versus fluid, creative, and sexual expression on the other.
They are very different frequencies.
Very different.
Right.
And usually a stone aligns strongly with just one of those areas. So how does leopard skin jasper manage to actively target and balance two wildly different foundational chakras at the exact same time?
It manages this by acting as a bridge. Let's look at the root chakra first, which governs your sense of security and your direct connection to the earth.
Okay.
By resonating so strongly with the root, the stone anchors your energy. It is specifically working to reduce fear and anxiety to foster a profound sense of safety.
So when your root is stabilized, you feel physically and emotionally grounded in your environment. You are no longer operating from a place of primal panic.
Exactly. And then it stimulates the sacral chakra just above it, which is the center of creativity, emotional balance, and the healthy expression of desires.
Including sexual energy. Yes, absolutely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, you can see why this dual action is so powerful. By stabilizing these two lower chakras together, the stone is creating an incredibly secure foundation.
You have the earthly safety of the root combined with the fluid, creative, emotional flow of the sacral.
When that base is locked in and balanced, it allows the entire chakra system to harmonize. It creates the stable platform required for higher spiritual awareness without losing your footing in reality.
It's like pouring a massive concrete foundation so you can safely build a skyscraper of creativity on top of it.
That is a perfect analogy.
And to truly understand how this stone acts as that emotional safety net we just talked about, we have to look at its mechanics in detail. The Metaphysical Guide provides an incredibly detailed cheat sheet of associations for both the sacral and root realms.
It is a very comprehensive list.
It really is. And we need to spend some time exploring these lists because they beautifully illustrate the contrast between these two energies that the stone bridges. Let's start with the sacral realm, which is all about flow.
All right, the elemental association here is water.
And the astrological signs are the water signs: Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio.
The planets are Jupiter, Venus, and Pluto.
Then we get into the sensory details, which are so vivid. The candle color is orange, which makes perfect sense for that vibrant center.
For essential oils, the text lists cinnamon and bergamot. Think about why those are chosen. Cinnamon is warming, it stimulates blood flow, which aligns perfectly with a center governing passion and desire.
And bergamot adds that citrusy, uplifting, emotional clarity.
Exactly. For incense, it recommends jasmine and ylang ylang.
Both notoriously intoxicating, romantic florals. It sounds like a vibrant, flowering, highly aromatic garden.
It really does.
And the herbs listed for this creative, watery realm are shatavari, hibiscus, tulsi, and damiana. Now, for those who might not be familiar with all of these, shatavari is a powerful adaptogenic herb used in Ayurvedic medicine specifically to support vitality and reproductive health.
Which is a direct hit for the sacral chakra.
Tulsi, or holy basil, elevates the spirit. And damiana is a classic herb historically used to stimulate sexual energy and emotional flow. Everything here is about blooming, opening up, and feeling deeply.
The entities and spirits associated with the sacral follow that exact same fluid emotional thread. It is a fascinating mix. The archangel is Gabriel.
And the gods listed are deeply tied to water, emotion, and magic. Dylan, Ea, Mananin, Osiris, Neptune, and Poseidon.
All very suid, powerful figures.
And then for the goddesses, the text intriguingly lists Juno, Aphrodite, and Hades.
Yes, Hades.
I had to read that twice when going through the sources. Hades is traditionally known as the male deity of the Greek underworld. Now, we are faithfully reporting exactly what the source text provides here. We aren't taking sides on mythology, but it's a fascinating quirk to see Hades listed under the goddess category for the sacral chakra.
It is an incredible detail. And it really challenges our typical rigid views of deities and energies. By placing Hades, the ruler of the underworld, in this watery, feminine, sacral context, the text reminds us that the sacral chakra isn't just about surface-level creativity or lighthearted romance.
Oh, that makes sense.
It is about the dark, hidden subterranean depths of our desires, our subconscious, and the emotional underworld we all carry. It gives a profound depth to the concept of emotional flow.
That reframes the entire concept beautifully. It's not just a typo, it's a signal to look deeper.
Precisely.
And when you look at the animals and spirits tied to the sacral in the guide, the water theme is overwhelmingly clear. You have dragons, water snakes, dolphins, fish, frogs, turtles, swans, and crabs.
And the spirits include nymphs, mermaids, the fairies of ponds, lakes or streams, and undines.
Undines, which are essentially elemental spirits of water in traditional alchemical philosophies. It is entirely about fluidity, hidden depths, and navigating the emotional currents.
Now, hold that flowing, watery, complex energy in your mind and contrast it with the root realm, which leopard skin Jasper also governs. The shift is dramatic.
Very dramatic.
The element here is, of course, Earth. The astrological signs are Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. The planets are Saturn and Mars. We are moving from the expansive emotional energy of Jupiter and Venus to heavy, structured, action-oriented planets.
The sensory associations shift completely to match that heaviness. The candle color is red, the essential oils are lavender and cedar wood.
And the incense recommendations are patchouli and vetiver. These are incredibly rich, dark, earthy, grounding scents. Vetiver literally smells like damp soil and ancient roots.
Which is fitting because notice the herbs listed for the root chakra. They aren't the flowering, fragrant, delicate plants of the sacral. They are literally roots.
Right.
The text lists ashwagandha root, ginger root, turmeric root, and dandelion root. Think about ginger. It grows entirely in the dark, heavy earth, mimicking the exact grounding energy of the stone. Everything about this list points downward into the soil, anchoring you to the physical plane.
The entities for the root are just as earthy and dense. Archangel Uriel presides here. The goddesses are Lua and Nerine.
And the gods include Adonis, Athos, Aron, Dionysus, Marduk, Pan, Tammuz, and Cernunnos.
Many of these figures, like Pan and Cernunnos, are horned deities, strongly associated with the wild woods, the untamed wilderness, agriculture, and the raw earth.
The animal and spirit associations for the root cement this primal connection. Instead of dolphins, swans, and water snakes, we have the cow, bull, horse, ant, bear, wolf, and dog.
And the spirits of this realm are gnomes, dwarfs, trolls, and leprechauns. These are beings of the dirt, the deep caves, the mountains, and the thick forests.
Okay, wait. You're telling me this one rock is supposed to channel the flowing emotional energy of a mermaid and the dense, heavy, dirt-dwelling energy of a troll?
That is what the text says.
That sounds like a massive contradiction.
Yeah.
How does the text reconcile a stone doing both of those things at once without short-circuiting?
This raises an important question. How does a single stone successfully harmonize the heavily grounded earthy energy of a wolf or a gnome with the fluid, highly emotional energy of a dolphin or a mermaid?
Right. How?
According to the texts, the answer lies in the core symbolism of the leopard pattern itself. Supreme adaptability.
Oh, the spots.
Yes. The leopard doesn't just survive in one rigid environment, it adapts. The stone has the capacity to hold both the primal stability of the earth and the creative flow of water, allowing you to draw on whichever energy you need in the moment. You have access to the deep roots and the flowing waters simultaneously.
So what does this all mean? How do you, the listener, actually take all these wild associations, from gnomes and mermaids to ginger roots and hibiscus, and apply them to your daily life?
That is the practical side we need to cover.
Because as much as we love unpacking the esoteric lore, our sources give us some very actionable takeaways for everyday applications. It's not just about doing deep ritual work in a forest, it's about getting through a Tuesday afternoon at the office.
Exactly. The text suggests you can carry leopard skin jasper as a pocket stone, or wear it as jewelry to simply stay grounded and confident throughout the day.
You can also place it directly in your workspace or your home environment. The text notes that doing so fosters stability, brings calm energy to a chaotic room, and enhances your mental focus.
If you are going through periods of change, transition, or a particular emotional challenge, holding the stone is said to support emotional resilience and aid in clear decision-making.
It's also highly recommended for supporting creativity and emotional expression, tapping right into that sacral energy.
Yes, the guide suggests using it during journaling, artistic work, or any kind of emotional processing where you need to feel safe while exploring deep feelings.
And for the more advanced practitioners listening, it can be incorporated into crystal grids or sacred spaces to maintain protection, energy balance, and a steady, grounded flow of energy.
Which perfectly aligns with the summary philosophy provided by our other source, Crystals by Rob. Throughout that text, Leopard skin jasper is repeatedly honored as a supreme stone of practical grounding.
Practical grounding is the perfect phrase for it.
It is celebrated for its ability to provide emotional strength, energetic protection, and real-world resilience. Ultimately, the philosophy is that this stone helps you navigate your path with calm, clarity, and confidence, harmonizing the energy body so you have enduring support for both your physical and spiritual needs.
It really is the ultimate metaphysical tool for bridging deep, earthly roots with vibrant, creative flow. It takes the heavy, secure energy of the earth and merges it with the dynamic, emotional waters of creativity, giving you the best of both worlds in a single, beautiful stone.
And as we wrap up this exploration, I want to leave you with a final, lingering thought to mull over.
Please do.
If this stone is truly all about integrating our primal, earthly roots with our fluid, creative waters, how might carrying a physical reminder of the wild, like the very distinct spots of a leopard, so consciously change the way you face the daily challenges of your own modern jungle?
That is a brilliant question to end on and something to definitely carry with you this week. We want to thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. Keep questioning, keep exploring the hidden depths of the world around you, and keep learning. Until next time.